Now we're going to do some triceps. Now when I do triceps, I only go to here and then down to there. There's no use going up to here because your triceps not really going any further. So this is the question I have. When I see people at the gym, they have this thing up here like this. So then they come along with their tricep bar and they're clipping it on here, and then they got to reach right up and pull it all the way down to here to start. So I think to myself, hey dingaling, why don't you just move the thing down here so it's pretty close to where you need to start? You don't have to start from way up high and pull it all the way. If you're only going from here to here, you only need to get it here to start. So you get a good stretch there. You can't, it's not going to stretch anymore, only your arm goes up. So down, flex it. So if you're at the gym, you only need the bar to be about this high. You don't need the bar right up there to pull down. And normally rep range you can do 12 to 15, and then if you go heavy 6 to 8. But if you go heavy, still keep like this. I see people going heavy and they get like this then, and they're like this, which still will work it a bit, but you're doing more like a dip movement now. So you've gone from your push down into something that you've just made up to, you know, push the heavy weight.
But is that worth doing if you're trying to break the world tricep press down record?
Maybe. Then you might have to get your friend on the back to hold you down as you're doing this. It's like the old, you know, the railroad cars where you pump them as you're going along the railway track like that. So, no, but you want to just keep the focus on the tricep. That's the basic one. And while you got this bar too, you can do it reverse, like this. That's two good ones with the straight bar. Now, I prefer this bar actually, just for when you go heavier. It just takes a bit less pressure off your wrist. Whereas the straight bars like that, it can bend your wrist. This one here, on this angle, I just feel is more comfortable. If you do want to look like a hero, generally you can sometimes use more weight with this bar because your wrist isn't bending back. But the main thing is to focus on the tricep and keep the tension on the tricep and flex it. And don't just do this or swing it, just control it. And then with this bar, well, you could use the straight one too, but I just prefer this one. This is when you put it up. For, you know, generally the gym you'll have a pole behind you, so if you go heavy, just like lean on it so you can take some pressure off your back.
You could get your mate to stand behind you.
You could.
Matt
would love to do that. Not you, Matt, that's Matthew. Matt that works here, who's out today sick, so they say. That's good. You all watch Yellowstone? Good show.
And would you mind doing a heavier set with that bar just to show people?
Okay.
You know how everyone whinges that.
I would actually. I wouldn't mind.
When everyone says, "Oh, he doesn't do any heavy training videos anymore."
I'm not here to go heavy.
And I'm not asking you to do it. Just to show people like how to do a heavier weight with proper form.
Now it's not like super heavy. I could go heavier, but I'm just showing you that I did some squats the other day, 3 plates for the first time. Everyone said how my form was still good, so I see people just saying, we're going like this, or they're going up and they're swinging it down. You want to keep your body in the same position and just move the arms. Like that. Now we can change handle again. Now, I'm good to see. This is just so we don't get accused of racism. We have
oh yeah, look.
I chose the white one.
Chose the white one, mate. You're a
racist.
Yeah. True colours have come out.
Magna lover. I'm just used to thick white things in my hand, that's all.
You're talking about Matt again?
Now with the ropes you generally go a bit lighter, because what I do with this is when you come down at the bottom, just flare it out. And normally when I do a few sets of these at the end, when your triceps really start burning and pump up, sometimes you can't flare it out anymore. I'll just keep it together like this and just pump a few more. Where at the bottom I will turn the wrists out, but they're not all the way out. So I'll just be coming down and doing that. But in the beginning I go all the way like that, but then you get to a point where they'll burn that much that you'll finish off just sort of doing that. The same sort of thing with this. Like I said, the straight handle, the V handle can all be used the same. Like with this one, as you come out, do the same thing. Just bring it out like that. You don't have to, you can just keep them close and do it like that. But if I've got the rope, I take out for that extra squeeze. Like that. And there is no preference. I'll show you just so you know, just so you don't think I'm lying. If I can get it off, just so, look at this. The black rope works exactly the same. Look at that.
But in all seriousness, did you find a difference between the two? Because because
that has the knots on the end and this has this.
No, well that's fake hemp rope.
Oh, fake hemp.
That's
proper rope.
That's genuine fake rope.
Did I notice the difference? I'm afraid not. Get it? Afraid not. Thank you. I'm here all day. And now we've got these. Now these are good too for numerous things. I can show you. You go a bit lighter, but this one here, oh, you need to click dum-dum. This one here you can just do, I stand like this. You can do it, some people stand this way and do it like that. I prefer to stand side on like this. That's the way I feel it the best. Just like that on, same thing on each arm. Just doing as you really, just remember to concentrate on flexing the tricep. Like I said, you can do it this way if you want, but it just feels better the other way. Or you can turn your hand over and do it as a one arm push down. So you've got 3 ways to do it. This way, and then this way. And again, nothing's set in stone, because you can do like, yeah, I'll go this way first. You can do the tricep kickback with it. So there's 4 exercises from this one handle, like that. That's 4. But then, not only is there 4, you could do 5, because you could do the same thing. One arm like that.
And just a question, when you're doing them single-handed, will you go back to back? So just go one arm, then the next, then the next?
Yeah, generally, because
no rest?
if I'm going heavy, then I might, but generally if I do this arm like this, and then I come over here and do this arm, generally by the time you've done this arm's had enough time to rest, so you can just go straight back over. Or if you're going to take a rest, you wouldn't need any more than 30 seconds. Just maybe to change the weight, if you're going to change the weight.
And would you consider, say, like now you're doing your transformation, like would you consider, okay, I'll use a little bit lighter weight, I'll do it single-handed instead of two-handed, just to get my heart rate up? And
I always use cardio and diet for
okay,
getting heart rate up and burning body fat and that, getting in shape. I try and keep training basic and heavy. And then you got this one where you can put them like this, similar to the rope, but your hands are just turned in a bit, and bring it down and squeeze out.
And they're the new ATX contoured grip, so they're
very comfortable.
They fit to your...
They contour to my hand.
Yeah, bit of a wank, but...
When's ATX bringing out the Lee Priest inspired multi-station?
We'll have to... well, Linus will send this over to them, and we'll see what they can do.
So there you go, there's like 5 exercises, or was that 6? Almost 6 just from these handles alone. And 2, actually you could probably do another one. Oh, I'm confusing myself now, it's just like it's all coming back to me. Must be this diet. All the fresh food, it's like coming back. I'm not sure what weight I'd use, but you can do the old like this, overhead, one arm. You can either do them stand, or if you've got a little bench, you can put the bench in front. And also too, I didn't show you, but with the rope, you could do similar with the rope. Most people do it sometimes sitting on a bench. You might need someone to hand it to you if you're on a bench, because it's sort of, when you go heavy, it's an awkward thing to turn around and get. So, but you can do the same thing if you're just sitting on a bench with your back against it. Do the same thing like that. And again, if you had a bench, I'll show you. So many things over here we have on this tower.
Well, we could have put more out, but we thought, oh, we'll limit his choices and...
Oh, I'm just coming up with stuff.
Just, yeah, get creative.
I tell you.
It's going to be like your cooking shows now.
I'll show you with this. Does this have wheels? Yes.
There you go.
I'll show you. Like similar to the last one. It's just like maybe if Linus can just pass that. It's just like similar, if you got a bench, same sort of thing, just like this. Like the old skull crushers that we used to do with the barbells. You can use it with this.
And what would your preference be? Skull crushers with a barbell or a cable?
Now I'm getting older, probably this is a bit more easy on the elbows.
Okay.
When you're younger, your elbows can take a bit of pounding, but just be careful, because if you are using free weights and you go back too deep, you can hurt the tendons on your elbows. So,
Why do they call them skull crushers?
because if you got the bar, it comes down. I've seen people drop it on their thing. Yeah, so yeah, it's pretty good. The same sort of thing too. If you wanted to use the bench too, where I had the cable there, you can just lean on here and do the kickbacks if you wanted. But generally, you can just stand up and do the kickbacks without the bench. But I think that's the majority of the tricep ones. The push downs with the rope, with the bars, the overhead, the one arm push downs, kickbacks. There's pretty much every variation, overhead, this way, that way.
And how many?
If you can't get good tricep, not how many sets and that.
No. How many of those exercises would you use regularly?
I'd pretty much say at least 4 of them. Plus at the gym they got like a dip machine I can use now. Can't do body weight yet because of the shoulder, but if they got a dip machine, I'll use a dip machine. Or sometimes if I don't do the bar this way, they got that machine you can sit in. So apart from those two, I pretty much use all of them, but not all on the same day. I might pick, the cambered bar for push downs. Then I might do the overhead one that way. Then I might use the dip machine. Then come back and do the ropes.
Yeah.
So I try and do at least 4 or 5 If I do 5 exercises, I do 4 sets. So that's 20 sets total. Or if I pick 4 exercises, I do 5 sets total. And that's like working sets. Like if I just got a light weight on here and I'm doing like 15 reps, I might do another light set for 15. I don't count them as the sets. It's
Okay.
when I finally get down to the working set and it's harder, then I count them as sets. So that would be your triceps on this wonderful ATX cable tower machine.